What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. You know, you people went just absolutely feral for part 1 of our Sword and Sorcery countdown. The comments were just a beautiful mess of nostalgia, some outrage, and at least 3 people defending Red Sonja as a masterpiece. So here we are, part 2, and we're diving back into the bargain bin of ancient fantasy, where the budgets were microscopic, the leather bikinis were even smaller, and every sorcerer had a mostly naked woman or a big cat in his bedroom, sometimes both. We covered 10 films last time. Links are in the description. Go watch it if you haven't done it yet. And today, we're pulling 10 more relics out of the vault. Fur loincloths, cardboard castles, and dubious special effects await. Let's do this. Kicking us off is Amazons from 1986, which is a Roger Corman-produced sword and sorcery quest that sends 2 Amazon warriors on a dangerous mission to retrieve a magic sword to stop a world-conquering evil sorcerer.
To go there, you must pass through outlaw country and the Pagash Forest.
And they did it while dressed like they were heading to a beach volleyball tournament. Daila and Tashi are our heroines, and they're sent across a dangerous land to stop an evil king turned sorcerer from wiping out the Amazon homeland.
With the sword of Azandati in my hands, I can conquer even the wereways.
And this movie treats us to shape-shifting lionesses, some cardboard sets, and a villain who shoots thunderbolts from his fingers with all the menace of a man who can't get his lighter to work. You know, here's the thing about Amazons, and I mean this, right? It's actually kind of interesting. The lead actress, the splendidly named Windsor Taylor Randolph, was actually trained in real weapons combat, and it shows in this flick.
Get him down. Come on. Wait.
While the fighting is roughly 1960s TV-level choreography, there's something about the performance that makes you lean in. These women, they're not just playing the material for laughs. They're playing it like it's Shakespeare.
No!
Which makes it both awkward and somehow more charming than half the genre entries that knew they were just trash. This was filmed in Argentina, and it was part of Corman's infamous multi-film deal, the same deal that gave us Deathstalker and Stormquest, and he basically just recycled the same sets until the jungle knew all the actors by name. Amazons, I mean, it's slow and it's dull and truly earnest in a way that's refreshing. It's not great, it's not terrible, but it's a solid opening act for today's countdown.
I want the carpet!
Stormquest from 1988, it's one of the more philosophically ambitious entries from Corman's Argentina factory.
I will raise the army and march on Ishtan. The Storm Queen will not harm my daughters.
And I say that only because it's set in a world where women, they rule over the men, which at least gives it a hook that you don't see in every other entry. In the kingdom of Ishtan, men are either studs or drones. I think I'd be a stud.
Bruh, you will pleasure me tonight.
Thank you so much, Your Magnificence.
Anyways, the neighboring kingdoms of Kimbia has done away with men entirely, and only seeking one out when biology demands it.
Against all custom, you live with him in secret. Why?
Because I love him!
So into this wanders our hero, Brett Huff, playing the token muscle, trying to lead a male revolt while warrior women in various states of undress. They try to help him or kill him.
Our force is not very large. How can we bring down an entire kingdom?
Well, what would you do?
The plot makes about as much sense as you'd expect it would. This was part of the same 10-movie deal where Corman's budget was stretched thinner with just every film that followed. And the sets are absolutely the same sets from Amazon's, just redressed with slightly different curtains and a new coat of paint. The synth score sounds like one overworked keyboard player was locked in a room and told not to come out until he had 90 minutes to show for it. You know what saves Stormquest? Well, I mean, barely, is the spectacular waterfall footage shot on location in Argentina. It looks absolutely stunning, and it's featured prominently in the opening and the closing credits. Like the director knew this was the best thing he had going for the movie, and he was not wrong. The rest of the film, well, I mean, enjoy the waterfalls.
It's time to strip away all illusion.
Sorceress from 1982 is the film that ended the career of cult director Jack Hill. He's the guy that gave us Coffy, Foxy Brown, and Switchblade Sisters. And honestly, taking a look at this thing, you can see exactly how that happened.
Consecrated with the seed of the one of the ancient blood, give me the great power!
So this story follows Mira and Mara and their twin sisters played by Lee and Lynette Harris, who were raised in hiding to protect them from their evil warlord father who wants to sacrifice them to his dark deity.
Take my babies. Dragon will come again.
I will. And they will become great warriors. And they will take vengeance.
A whole bunch of years go by, and the sisters grow up. Somehow they have superior fighting skills now, and shall we say, an extremely relaxed attitude towards clothing.
You don't notice something different?
Like that.
Like this?
Together with this half-man, half-goat fawn and a big bearded barbarian, they set off to stop dear old dad. Look, hey, you know what? This film is an absolute disaster.
We see what the other is seeing and we feel what the other is feeling.
The dialogue was apparently lost and redubbed in post, giving everything this slightly uncanny feel of a foreign film watched in English. The acting is a kind you generously describe as enthusiastic.
What's the stupid beast trying to say?
The climactic battle between two gods, Calgara, depicted as a giant disembodied woman's head with what appears to be oatmeal on one side of her face, and Vatan, who is a foam rubber winged lion goat man, is one of the most magnificently terrible things I think I've ever witnessed on a screen. And yet, I cannot look away. I have watched this film multiple times. There's something about it that's just absolutely committed to the madness and earns my respect.
Use the name. Vital.
Vital.
Jack Hill made 5 brilliant films before this. Then he swung for sword and sorcery fences and hit himself right in the face. It's just a beautiful disaster, and I highly recommend it with friends and a few beverages.
Quick to anger.
You'd like to talk to us now, wouldn't you, Athalia? Do talk to us. Tell us about the scepter.
Please, Athalia. I don't want anything to happen to you.
Barbarian Queen 2, The Empress Strikes Back from 1990, This is a direct-to-video sequel that has almost nothing to do with the original Barbarian Queen, beyond the presence of Lena Clarkson and the general understanding that leather armor is just totally optional.
I'll face Hofrax and 10,000 swords. We march at dawn!
Here, Clarkson plays Princess Athalia, whose father, the king, may be dead and whose throne is being seized by the villainous Ancaris.
The true power will never be yours!
Then 4s will have to suffice. Because the secret is going to die with you.
And he's helped along by the conflicted Hofrax. Who the fuck makes these names up? Alright, this was played with remarkable dignity by Roger Cudney. He's a man who clearly decided that if he was going to be in this film, he was going to be the best thing in it.
I suppose this is my chance to repay the favor and see you stripped of the dignity of calling.
There's also this evil child named Tamis who is legitimately menacing, just in a way nobody really expected.
I was getting kind of hungry anyway. You're such a weakling.
There's a rack torture scene. There's also a mud wrestling sequence enabled by a conveniently placed barrel of water falling off a wagon. This is that kind of movie. You know what elevates this above pure schlock? It's Lena Clarkson. I mean, I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. Clarkson had actual screen presence and the ability to deliver ridiculous dialogue with actual conviction.
Some of us will die. Some of us will have to. But victory will mean freedom for all of us.
I mean, she makes you believe, at least while she's on screen, that the stakes are real. Tragically, though, we lost her in 2003, which is a reminder that behind these low-budget productions, they were real artists giving real effort. As a piece of filmmaking, Barbarian Queen 2, it's cheap and choppy and makes no apologies. Whole scenes appear to have been cut entirely, but this thing moves, it's fun, and Clarkson carries it entirely on her shoulders. For a direct-to-video sword and sorcery sequel, it's about as good as it gets.
Slaughtered by peasants and a girl.
Girls are stronger than you think.
Quest for the Mighty Sword, also from 1990. It's also known as Ator 3. Did I say that right? Ator? Anyways, I'm gonna say Ator. And this is the final entry in the Ator franchise.
So remember, son, whatever happens, this sword must belong to Ator.
This was helmed by Italian exploitation legend Joe D'Amato in one of his last non-adult productions. The plot involves the son of Ator growing up, retrieving a legendary sword, and battling various monsters. Eric Allen Kramer, who you may know from Robin Hood Men in Tights, he plays the hero, and bless him, he looks slightly confused about how he even got in here.
I understand that now.
And the same troll costume, and I want to be clear about this, appears to be used for almost every single troll in the film. They just keep putting a different hat on it.
It is a great honor for my master to receive Ator, Prince of the Achille, in his castle.
Here's what I love about Quest for the Mighty Sword, and I want to be careful with the word love because it's doing a lot of work here. The people who made this film, they believed in it. I mean, they really, really believed they could take plastic swords, a single monster costume, and one cape and craft an epic fantasy adventure. That delusional confidence is actually inspiring. This isn't a movie that could. This is a movie that absolutely could not, but it went for it anyways. D'Amato was a prolific craftsman who could make a film out of almost nothing, and here he made a film out of less than nothing. hateable and lovable in equal measure.
I'll give you everything I have. I'll even give you my throne. In exchange for a little love.
Sir, I assure you this is the finest virgin wool.
Virgins? My dear boy, from where I come from, the only thing a virgin is good for is sacrifice.
Beastmaster 2, Through the Portal of Time from 1991, it's the film that asks, what if the first Beastmaster, an absolutely beloved, legitimately fun fantasy adventure I saw on HBO about 1,000 times, was followed by a sequel where the hero travels through a magical portal and ends up in modern-day Los Angeles. What the hell? Mark Singer returns as Dar, and he's the animal-talking warrior, now dealing with a brother he didn't have in the first film, played by Wings Hauser, with a level of villainy that is technically acting, I guess.
I am entering your mind. I shall feed on your memories and know all that you know.
Sarah Douglas plays a witch who is basically a satanic version of Dynasty's Alexis. Oh, and there's this California teenage girl who becomes Dar's guide to the modern world.
Rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll.
But here's the thing. You know, I actually wrestled with this film. There's a version of this that works as a goofy fish-out-of-water comedy. You know, a barbarian wandering through Los Angeles, baffled by cars and shopping malls, accompanied by a ferret.
This is Sharak, Kodo, and Poto. They won't hurt you.
My God.
I mean, that could be charming, right? But the script, it just can't quite decide if it wants to be that or straight up adventure. And the result falls into that gap between both. Sarah Douglas was underrated in these genre roles and is doing everything she can with the material. The animals, as always, they're the best performers in the whole thing. As a sequel to the original Beastmaster, it sucks. But as a standalone piece of early 90s fantasy comedy nonsense, look, I mean, it exists. It's a thing that happened, and I have to admit I've watched it twice.
Bolton! You will die!
Hawk the Slayer from 1980 is a British sword and sorcery film that takes itself with a seriousness that is completely and utterly unearned.
Think again, ugly one. Great glory could have been thine.
John Terry plays Hawk, and he's a noble warrior whose evil brother Voltan has murdered their father, killed the love of Hawk's life, and has generally made himself a menace to the realm.
You killed our father.
Where's the gold?
Voltan has also kidnapped a nun and is demanding 2,000 pieces of gold ransom for her, which is either a very weird plot point or an extremely niche business model.
He gave his word. Once the money is paid, our sister will be returned.
Hawk assembles a classic misfit band. He's got an elf, he's got a giant, and a dwarf, and a one-armed man with what can only be described as a machine gun crossbow, and rides off to set things right. So I watched this film when I was about 9 years old, and I thought it was probably the greatest thing ever made. I watched again recently, and I thought, you know what? It's still pretty great, actually, just for completely different reasons.
Now, Hawk, this is the moment of my revenge. At my command, they shall all be hung.
Jack Palance chews scenery like a man who hasn't eaten in 3 days, and that rapid-fire bow effect, which looks stupidly cool for 1980, is just incredible. And the music, director Terry Marcel scored this film, which can only be described as disco synthesizer fantasy music. Something kind of like crashing into Casey and the Sunshine Band at full speed in a forest. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. You know what? You're probably going to love it.
I'll kill that son of a bitch if it kills me. You may rest assured that it will.
Deathstalker 2, Duel of the Titans from 1987. It's the rare sequel that is unambiguously better than its predecessor, and it achieves this by doing something just absolutely radical. It simply decides to have fun.
I'll have my revenge, and Deathstalker 2.
John Terlesky, he replaces Rick Hill as Deathstalker, and where Hill played the role straight, Terlesky, he plays it like a guy who has read the script, clocked exactly what kind of film he's in, and just committed fully to enjoying every frickin' second of it.
Now where is Deathstalker?
Somebody looking for me.
Stalker! You came back!
By popular demand.
Get him!
In one iconic moment, he actually wonders aloud, I wonder where the spike trap is. And then the spikes immediately shoot out of the wall, and he just mutters, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
And just deals with it. That's the whole movie in a single scene. The plot involves helping a princess-turned-clone reclaim her kingdom from a cackling sorcerer, Jarek, played by John Lazar, who delivers the villain role with just the greatest glee I've ever seen.
Ah, Deathstalker. You needn't come through the servants' entrance. I would have welcomed you through the front gates.
Oh, I've seen your welcoming committee.
The director keeps everything moving at a pace that refuses to let boredom take hold. There's barroom brawls, mud wrestling, gotta have mud wrestling, zombie crypts, some vampire seductions, a pit and pendulum sequence. This film just has no interest in resting.
Told you I had a surprise.
The cardboard sets are just legendary. The costumes appear to violate several laws of physics. But what I keep coming back to, Terlesky's performance. That knowing wink to the audience. That willingness to acknowledge the absurdity while still selling every scene. Deathstalker 2 figured out the secret formula for this genre. Lean into the cheese, never apologize, and just keep it moving. The outtakes over the end credits are just absolutely hilarious. You should stick around for those. Fire and Ice from 1983 is the product of two just absolute giants of their respective crafts coming together in a perfect creative alignment.
Why do the living disturb the sleep of the dead?
Ralph Bakshi, the anti-Disney animator, and Frank Frazetta, the legendary fantasy illustrator whose paintings basically define what sword and sorcery looked like for an entire generation. Together, they set out to make an animated film that was essentially a Frazetta painting brought to life. And they so succeeded. Like alarmingly succeeded. The story is super thin. You've got evil Ice Lord Necron and his mother who want to use advancing glaciers to conquer the world, and only Firekeep and a loincloth-wearing village boy named Larn stand their way.
If you're gonna kill the Ice Lord, boy, you better learn to live with pain.
But the story, it was never really the point. The point was the visuals, and the visuals are friggin' extraordinary. Bakshi used rotoscoping, which is filming live actors and drawing over the footage, frame by frame, to give the animation a physical weight and fluidity that straight cell animation of that period could not match. The action sequences are super brutal and incredibly exciting. The backgrounds are painted with the same mythic grandeur as Frazetta's actual canvases. Yeah, I mean, the dialogue is functional at best, and yeah, the characters are archetypes rather than people. And also, yeah, Princess Tigra's wardrobe choices would raise eyebrows in any era.
You mean my duty is to stay shut up, while all the men do the fighting and share all the glory?
But Fire and Ice is one of the most visually accomplished films of the entire genre, animated or otherwise. Bakshi and Frazetta shooting for the moon, and they totally got there. Dragonslayer from 1981 is the film that I put at number 1 on this list without a single moment of hesitation. And if you want to argue about it, the comments are right below this video. And when you put them down there, I'm going to promptly delete them when you're done. This was co-produced by Disney and Paramount, which remains one of the stranger Hollywood partnerships of the era, and directed by Matthew Robinson. Dragonslayer follows Galen. He's a young sorcerer's apprentice, played by Peter McNichol, who steps up to kill a dragon after the magnificent Sir Ralph Richardson is killed before the quest even properly begins.
My lord Ulrich is no longer. All that you asked of him, you may now expect of me.
The kingdom has been appeasing this dragon with a lottery of young women. And the king, naturally, he doesn't put his own daughter's name into the draw. Some things are just universal.
At last we see justice done!
Silence!
Everything about Dragonslayer is just several layers above other films on this list. The sets, the cinematography shot on location in Scotland, the score. But what sets this thing permanently apart, it's the dragon. Vermithrax, created by Industrial Light and Magic, used a technique called go motion. Essentially, it was a refined stop-motion system that adds natural blur to the movement. And this remains the greatest practical dragon ever put on film. I mean, better than Dragonheart, better than anything CGI has ever produced since. The creature moves like a bat and a lizard who had a catastrophically dangerous offspring, and every scene in it carries true menace. Ralph Richardson delivers one of cinema's great wizard performances, and he just had limited screen time. Dragonslayer was darker than anyone expected. It was misunderstood on release, and it is now rightfully recognized as the pinnacle of the genre. This is easily the Vault's number 1. What this genre gave us, budget constraints and all, was imagination. Pure, unfiltered, occasionally baffling imagination. From filmmakers who looked at a forest in Buckinghamshire or a waterfall in Argentina and said, "This is where our epic will happen." And you know what? They were totally right. So the link to part 1 is down in the description. Go watch it. The comments are cooking over there. And if you want a part 3, I think you know what to do. Other than that, keep it weird, folks.
Don't you know another tune?